Well, hello and welcome back, everybody. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. Yeah, I haven't gone away. I haven't disappeared. I just took a little break, because of the new job I got, and I needed to get adjusted to it. So, yeah. But that being said, remember how I said I wasn't going to build something on this seed? Something I built on the previous four seeds. Well, that's going to have to change today. Yeah, we need shoulders. And I'm getting tired of having to keep going back over to the end, flying around for a couple hours. So yeah, I've already done some prep work, and let's just get into it right off the rip. So there it is. It's built. Yeah, the shulker farm. Getting the shulker over here this time was so much easier with the boats. I'm glad that mechanic finally got fixed. Yeah, otherwise that would have been an absolute nightmare to get him over here. Getting him into the farm, as you saw, was quite a bit of a challenge anyway. But I did come back in. I added a beacon with um, resistance and regen. Just because I did do a little AFK session up there. Yeah, and I got beat up pretty good. I was having to eat like every 5 minutes. Even with the soul flame campfire there, uh, a lot of their shots were still getting through. And as some of you noticed, over there in the time lapse, you could see another Guardian monument. That is our radius when we're in the AFK point up here is it only clips the one very, very edge of the Guardian Monument, so it should not affect my spawn rates too bad. Get up here. Yeah, you can hear it going already. And then you can see this is just, now I have actually come over and taken out 4 stacks already. And this is just it passively doing its thing. So I'm going to turn down the game sounds a little bit just so we can go up in here and not get deafened. So yeah. All right, back to the game. All right. Now, getting into the AFK spot can sometimes be a challenge if you get targeted prior to getting into it. And you don't ever want to leave this door open because that's all sorts bad. But if you look, go into free cam, you can see my shulker there doing its thing. Hang on a second, I still need to turn down the game sounds. Okay, fine. There we go. Now, the one thing I will tell you, if you're in free cam and you're watching and you're looking at how your farm's doing, yeah, you get hit, you get thrown right out of free cam. And you can see they're up here, they're coming in, they're entity cramming right here. So yeah, it's working real good. It's doing, I mean, honestly, guys, I could probably AFK here for a overnight, except I have to watch my armor. Speaking of armor, yeah, let's not leave our elytra on because it will get hurt the most. Yeah, if you're AFK here, you don't want to use thorns and you don't want to have your elytra on, but you want to be wearing your best armor because these little guys, when those shots come through here, even though you have regen, it's knocking points off your armor, your durability points. So you want to make sure that you definitely keep an eye on your. There we go. I got hit again, so I can't leave. Yeah, you want to make sure that you definitely keep an eye on your durability on your armor while you're in here. Eating, it doesn't matter with the regen going. You never get below what the regen beacon can't take care of for you. So, but yeah, I will link the description to the Archivist's tutorial on this. I built it 4 times already, guys. I can't, there's not a farm out there that I feel beats it. It's being built all over the place now. But yeah, remember, I've been using this one for a little over 2 years now. So yeah, I got to it first, I think. Not really, but hey. But the guys who built this have continually updated. There's always little updates down in the comments of their video that tells you what to do and what not to do. The soul fire thing was, I saw added on somebody else's video, and it seemed to work okay, but I don't know. I mean, there's still a number of shots getting through, guys, so, and they can always get you through the back door too, just so you know, even though that door's closed, if you're right up against it, you can still get shot. I don't know if putting in a solid door there would make a difference, but I don't know. I'm not going to really mess around with it. I mean, I'm not going to have to AFK around here too long. So, yes, this was a massive farm built in about 2 hours. But it saves me how many hours running around in the nether looking for shulker shells? Because, oh, wait, my shulkers only drop one if I'm lucky sometimes. So, and that's even with looting. They don't always guarantee a drop with looting. So, I've had a number of kills where I got nothing. So, I'd rather do this, make sure I get the shells, and be done with it. But that was only part of my fun while I've been away. Let's get out of here while we can. Sometimes it's just easier to do this, because then you're out of their sight line and you're not going to be targeted. As you can see, they're still coming in. Now, this thing is passively running, from what I can tell, from the moment I stepped through that portal. Now, let's go look at what the other item was. There is no footage. I do have footage on it, but I'm not going to bore you with it because it's just me doing a lot of digging, a lot of sand placement, a lot of water drainage. But this is not like anything I've ever built before. This is something I came up with on my own using their own mechanic and downward water flow. I'm using the whole bounding box of the farm. Yeah, so let's go in here and sleep real quick. So yeah, this has been the project that I've been talking about, where I didn't want to show it yet because I wasn't sure exactly how it was going to work. Yeah, it works, and it works really well. I tried to make it look colorful and pretty. At some point I will cut this out. I will put in the walls for this. And it's probably going to kind of be along the same line as this in the wall. I do have enough of everything, or I could get enough of everything to do that same type of pattern in the walls where it's just a big giant X going across it and filling it in. So yeah, it's all done. Like I said, it is the whole square. I have minecarts running down below here. Or I should have minecarts running down below here. Where are my minecarts? Oh, there they go. All right. Perfect. They're all almost in unison now, too, which is really, really cool. And the nice thing about it is I could shut off the collection system and just shut off all the lines. If I get like one or two that break, I can shut off the ones around them, go in, fix it, get out, and then turn them all back on. So, but the collection system is down here. It is sorted. We got the prismarine shards, the crystals, and we're just starting on our third double chest there. Bunch of cod. We're going to be burning a bunch of cod. Ink. I'm surprised I only have one ink sack above and beyond what's in the filter. More shards. Almost 3 more double chests. This will be another shard, crystal, and another fish. And then these two down here are pretty much whatever is over. I just need to unlock them. So, and that way, no matter, it's not going to hold up anything going in. So, but this is pretty much what I've been up to. As you can see, I have a humongous mess over here to clean up. This is almost all sand and stone and prismarine. There's some gravel in here. What else do I got back here? Oh, so I put some bamboo, and this is some stuff left over from building the farm. Oh, there's my... wonder where those went. String I brought over for the scaffolding. I made enough scaffolding, and I had enough stone slabs to make 2 of those farms. Which I wouldn't even know first of all, where would you put it? Second of all, why would you need a second one? I mean, the first one's OP anyway. This is going to be OP, well beyond everything I'm ever going to need it for. Um, my biggest thing with that was these blocks right here. I wanted dark prismarine, which means I'm going to need a ton of ink sacks. Yeah. I was hoping that this farm would actually get me ink sacks. It's not. I don't know. Yeah, you can't use coal to make black ink, black dye. The only thing you can really use is wither roses and the ink sacks. So I can either make a squid farm next, which I can do, but every time I make one, it's like so overpowered, it's not even funny, and I end up to fill in part of a river and all this and that, and that's more placing of sand. Yeah. After the amount of time I took building that thing, I'm not sure how much more sand I want to place. So what I need to find is really little isolated, like river biome. And I think I would be able to build it in that as long as there's not a ton of water or surrounding it. Because you got to figure river biome is going to be the easiest because, you know, these guys are what they are. Now, I think I only need like maybe a 10 by 10 or a 12 by 12 ink farm. Because every time I go bigger than that, the output is insane. So let me run back over to the base and we'll see if we can find ourselves a suitable place to build this. All right, so we're back over here. Let's just take a little bit of a flight. Not a super long one. See, this is too much water here. There's way too much water here. I need something small, a little isolated. You know, something that I can convert, but isn't like so deep that it's going to be a gigantic pain to fill in. You know, I mean, we got to find like, it's going to have to be like the perfect spot. What is this? This just, wouldn't this be funny if this was a river biome? Yeah. Free biome. Forest. All right. That doesn't work. All right. This is just going to lead us out to... Really, how bad would this be? Yeah, see, all I want is just this, like, really skinny, like, biome of a river somewhere. So I'm going to keep flying around. I'm going to keep looking, and we'll see what we can find, and then I'll bring you back. All right, how's that sound? All right, well, I think this is where I'm going to build it. It's right here, and then we'll just cover up. We'll fill in the water because there's really not that much down through here. We'll just fill in the water down to like there, like to there, and then going the other way, there's an opening that we'll just fill in from like there down to like the opening over here, like over here. Because I don't think this might be biome. Yeah. So if I fill all this in and just end it there, and then I just go until I build it in, that would be very, very cool. So let me mark this. We'll get the coords written down for it. 9:38, 11:40. We're actually pretty far away. All right. All right. Yeah, I think I need to go back this way. I know I need to go partially this way. Some of the formations on this seed are absolutely great. Are these llamas? Oh my goodness, they're llamas. They're the white llamas. Yeah, get him, get him, get him. Yep, you're dead. Now, I saw something a little while ago. Kind of made me worry. I guess that the whole thing with reinforcements works again. So you could actually make a very interesting farm. I should be over here somewhere. I think. I see lights. I see a gunpowder farm. All right. So, we now have the location of what will be our ink farm. It's far enough away, and it's only gonna. That's definitely gonna only run when I'm AFK over there. So let me figure out what all we need, and I'll gather that up, and then we'll go over and we'll start filling in some water and see how far along we can get. Alrighty, so we've started filling in a little bit with the sand over here. I just went over to the Guardian farm and yoinked a bunch of sand. That little area right there, that's all forest biome. So I don't even have to worry about that water. Nope. Yeah, so all I have to do is work on filling this in. Tell you what, let me get this filled all the way into where the farm is going to be placing itself. And I will bring you back in when I have that completed, because then we actually have to do the layout of the farm, which is going to be a little odd, but I'm okay with that. Nobody says it has to be like perfectly shaped or anything like that. So yeah, this is gonna be those are gonna be fun times. Yes, it is. All right, so let me go ahead, let me get this going, and I'll be back with you. Alrighty, so we do have a bit of sand placed. We've got the water in the river all covered up. Now I just need to lay out how I am going to build this. I think it's just going to be like an L, you know. And I'm hoping that most of this is in the river and we'll get some spawns. So, like I said, I'm not looking for something OP. I just want something that's going to produce some ink. Yeah, but I think if we start right about here and go wrap around the corner a little bit, I think that'll work. So I really think it will. And I am going to go ahead and get working on this, get it laid out, and then I'll bring you back in when I figure out exactly how the layout's going to work. And then we'll start our digging. Or digging. Yeah, digging. Yep, gotta love it. At least most of it'll be dirt. I hope. Okay. I'll be back. Oh, boy. Yep. Yeah. I'll be back. So, yeah, I'm standing inside because it's raining and I'm having trouble placing water. We're to that point in the farm where I've started placing the water. Give me a second we'll wait till daybreak comes and I'll come back and I'll show you how I'm doing it and why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. All right. Yeah, it's stopped raining. So, but as you can see, I've already made one mistake and I had to fill in a bunch of holes with dirt. Not there, there. And I do it this way because I can see it all drop. And I can tell if I've hit a spot below where I didn't get one of the fence gates removed in the right place. This was the one that messed me up last time. What the heck's going on? Am I going all the way to the ground? Nope. Gravel. All right. That'll do it. All right. Back up. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. So now how many of these am I going to have to repair? Probably that many. Okay. All right. At least this time I don't have to worry about them creating havoc with my water stream. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm going to be pretty much sitting here doing this for a little bit. Getting all the water in. And then we got to do the collection and the killing floor, which the killing floor is just magma. My collection is going to be just hoppers underneath. I did bring everything over that I need. Luckily, I had enough things left over. I don't know if I have enough hoppers, but I definitely know I have enough iron. Right? Yeah, I got enough iron to make sure that we've got enough of them to do that. So let me go ahead. Let me finish putting in. Yep. Come on. Just go up the water stream, please. Yeah, do it like a big boy does it. There we go. All right. Okay. I get that one. Yes. What about this one? Yeah, yay. All right. Okay. All right. Let me get this water in and then I'll bring you back and I will show you how we're going to do the collection and the magma without dying or getting really burnt. So give me a few and I'll be back with you. Yep. No hoppers. I thought I brought hoppers over there with me. No, of course not. Yeah. So I gotta harvest some wood, make some hoppers and all that, guys. So another delay. Yep. This episode is taking forever to get out to you guys. I've been working on it just since I started the very first clip, the welcome. Yeah, we're now on 3 days. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna make some hoppers. And then we're gonna go put them in. I'll be back. Again. And again. And again. Alrighty. So I have fixed the collection down below so I don't have any more stuff losing. I spent the night AFK over here. And we got 2 and just over a half of ink sacs, which is right about where I want it to be. Because that on an overnight AFK is like the perfect amount. Whereas had I done that in the last few I built, we would have had like 20 chests filled up. So this is working just the way I want it to for output. So that is going to be okay. Like I said, my AFK point is up there and it cuts everything but just this like 3 or 4 blocks over there, but it totally cuts off the water there and leaves this the only place for the squiddies to spawn. So it's working great, guys. I love it. But at this point, I think this is where we're going to leave off for this episode. So be good to yourself, be good to others, and I will see ya later.